Greetings, folks. It's Al Nigrin again from the New Jersey Film Festival with our continuing series of filmmaker interviews here with another great filmmaker that we'll be talking to in a few seconds. But I wanted to let you all know that the New Jersey Film Festival will be beginning on September 13th and will be running through November 2nd. We have over 60 films that will be screening, long and short. And we also have a competition. There'll be 21 films that will be vying for Best Feature, Best Documentary, Best Short Film, some great prizes. And we will be announcing those winners at the last of the competition screenings, which is on Sunday, October 7th. But today, we have Kevin Couliau here, who's one of the co-directors of an amazing documentary called Doing It in the Park. Sounds pretty kinky there, Kevin. But people should know that it's not about sex, but it's about pickup basketball. And this amazing documentary is about pickup basketball in New York City.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about how you came across making this film.
So I met Bovido Garcia, a basketball historian, in 2004. So first of all, I'm French, so and a basketball player. So I'm kind of accustomed to travel a lot to experience New York basketball. And so I met my partner in crime, Bovido Garcia. He's a basketball historian and an activist in 2004, and we met through basketball photography because he was an editor-in-chief of a basketball magazine. Oh. And as a basketball photographer myself, we've been collaborating on his magazine. And so we've been documenting playground basketball, especially in New York City, for many years. He's a little bit older than me, so he's 45 and has been really active in that world. And myself, over the past 8 years. So we had the idea of this documentary in 2010 because we felt there was a missing piece of the culture, especially in terms of documentary, because you can find in the basketball world a lot of documentaries about tournaments, about individual players, for example, playground legends or players that didn't make the NBA for whatever reasons. Right. But you couldn't find any documentary that would gather all the culture of the game and the history, specifically to New York. Right. So we wanted to explore everything from the history to the global culture that includes like nicknames, trash talk, the dress code, the specialty games that are specific to New York that we don't know about in Europe, and the current state of pickup. So yeah.
So this project has been ongoing for almost 8 years. Is that correct? I mean, is that how long it took for it to come together?
This is a little bit the project of our life. I mean, as we've been really active in the basketball world, we both have big dreams about doing a film about our world. And but we worked 2 years on the film. The first summer in 2010, we took our bicycles and we ride throughout New York City's on the 5 boroughs on our bicycles with the camera equipment in the backpacks and tripods and the boom pole, everything, and the basketball, of course. And so we went on more than 180 courts in 2 summers, 2 consecutive summers, because we continued shooting in 2011.
So tell our audience a little bit about what they'll see in the actual film. I mean, there's a historical view, but tell us about specific scenes maybe that you think our audience would be interested in.
We had some great moments, especially shooting in Rikers Island. We had the chance to play basketball with inmates and interview some of them in Rikers Island. And yeah, this is one of the best parts we have in the documentary because it's really beautifully shot, and it's a real chance to have access to prison basketball.
Right, right. Which people know nothing about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, and the most striking thing is that in Rikers Island, the majority of the inmates are young people, are young kids from maybe like 18 to 23, something like that. So, yeah, it was really interesting for us to go there. And the good thing is that we're going to screen our movie in Rikers Island in a couple of weeks.
Oh, great.
So, yeah, the inmates we interviewed will have the chance to see themselves.
Yeah. That's great. Well, one of the things that I did notice in the film also is the urban environment changes as you move through the boroughs, too.
Yep.
It's very interesting how you're in a different part of the city by its playground. How did you track these various playgrounds down? I mean, did you know about them or word of mouth?
Boileau knows about them.
Because he's the historian.
Yeah, I mean, he has been playing basketball his whole life in New York City, and still he plays a lot of basketball. So he knew like 95% of them, maybe 99% of them, and so the fact that we did everything in bicycle was really interesting, because you can get access to places you wouldn't go in subway or car, or, you know, because you can't walk everywhere. So
it's cool.
Yeah.
The one other thing that I remember, the judges had mentioned that they wanted the movie to keep going. You never get tired of this film. So I wanted to just mention that to you before I just tell our audience a little bit more about the film. This film will be playing as part of a double bill on Saturday, September 29th. There was an interview with Diane Chacon, An Act of Faith. Her film is about segregation in Princeton.
All right.
So trying to find a connection between the two films, I think this one was a challenge, because they're completely different subject matter, but at the same time it dealt with the urban experience, and I think both films are quite strong. So your film, Doing It in the Park, will play as the second film, and that will be on Saturday, September 29th at 7 p.m. in Voorhees 105, and there will be free food offered by Jimmy John's. So if you need further information, driving directions, there's free parking. You go to njfilmfest.com, or you can call us at 848-932-8482. Thanks so much for coming, Kevin.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci bien.